They'll be calling you a radical. This is a real important video as I'm getting down to my countdown. This is 1997 because Fukushima's been going on for 1997 days, the new calendar, and this is important so I can get both the infamous, incredible Weber State Nursing School, the incredible Stewart Library where I've done all my work, the nursing school that saved my life, and the new science building named after Tracy Hall. Tracy Hall's brother was my 8th grade history teacher at Walquist Junior High when they invented the synthetic diamond, as this is also the university that built the nuclear reactors at Fukushima, as I've been in their ear in our new science and technology building about Fuktonium, 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 no joke. Fuktonium's no joke. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped. Why are scientists mystified, baffled, and stuck? Because this has never happened before, because it's all regurgitation. PhDs anymore, peer-reviewed joke. How can a peer review someone who they don't even know what the person that are peer reviewing? I like, how can you peer review me? I forgot 10 times more than you even know. Walking the coast, you have to do the 3.5 years. Fuktonium, Fuktonium, that's me. And if you think that's all a joke, how about the periodic table on the bottom? They just filled it with waste from Fukushima that collided together. 3 new ones. I want the freaking award. I'm the guy that came up with that. Fuktonium, doing the work on the sea. So, 1997, as I'm going to get into this, is my incredible journey, my horrid, freaking ugly path with Fukushima. My fight with cancer is getting ready to come to an end. And who knew that it would end on Fukushima Day 2000? Inside the Bone Marrow Transplant Center, and I'll get right up here, Fuktonium, Fuktonium, that's the new science. They dedicated it yesterday. I was there. You know, hopefully we can do some pivoting. And, you know, I've been in their ear, you know, sore. This whole nuclear thesis has got to go. You know, it's a joke, because in Europe it's just come out with a 10-year study. They've taken countries like Denmark who said, fuck nuclear, get out, you know, and Norway, get out, you know, and then they take other ones who, we call them the great weasel nations, like Canada and Sweden, who say, with a wink, we're going to get them out, say they're clean, but so, you know, supply the uranium in Canada, but Sweden loves nuclear, let Hitler go through the path. So they compared and contrast those two, and then they took places like Hungary and the Czech Republic, they want to build more, and they compare and contrast all three for 10 years, and they came up that by going in more nuclear is climate change, is boiling the earth water over and over, is the catastrophe we call climate change, is nuclear. The catastrophe, you know, as Al Gore and these nuclear rats will tell you, the cure is the disease, and the disease, am I the cure or am I the disease? You know, they are the disease. How is nuclear a replacement for when nuclear is 10 times even worse than dirty coal, and dirty coal is arsenic. Let's have cyanide when the sun already took the field. A place like Denmark where it's dark half the year is already completely taken over. California's set the field. They're producing 120% more energy than they can even use, and I want to do this to, you know, because our nursing school's right here, and, you know, I'm a little bit rusty. You don't know. I don't know if I've ever been touched by a hand that's really loved me. Oh, you know, you want to compare, okay, you're the matchbox. Well, if you're the matchbox, I'm fucking lightning. Synthetic diamond, synthetic, oh no, I'm organic. I'm the opposite of synthetic. I'm the fucking organic thing, and I want to dive into this as far as the nuclear waste at San Onofre is. I'm the guy that first started screaming and yelled, get it out of there. I'm the guy that broke the news that it blew up San Onofre all over Carlsbad. Right here, my place, my time, as the anti-nuclearized, my cancer fight for 2,000 days is coming to an end. Who knew that it would end on 2,000? So I want to talk about why, how, where, and I want to show you some really cool things. So, first off, my jazz collection. I'll show you, I'll get some closer ups, I'll take the camera off. That's the ticket stub sitting right across from Michael Jordan as he hit the last shot. I'm going to have to sell it. That's ticket stubs from the first Jazz playoff game ever, 12 bucks courtside. The ticket stub of Jordan's, you know, white, 97, 98. Yeah, of course. You know, this is the home of Damian Lillard, who I knew. I know. He the greatest player that ever played at Weber State? Oh, hell no. That belongs to Ruben Nemhard, or maybe Harold Arsenault, the show, or probably Willie Sojourner or Justin Thigpen. This historic place, that's real too. It's the only one on earth. That's very real. So, this is who saved my life. This is the #1 nursing school in the freaking, well, it was in the world. Our hospital, LDS East State, you can go to the Huntsman, the luxury good of death, and let them kill you. Which, that's for real, that's for real. So, inside there, my Danish philosophy, Thomas Blanche, the guy, the heart surgeon, on clinic to save, I mean the guru, the guy. His business partner, Vincent Hansen, right here, saved my life. They only hire out of this school. So all the nurses down there that saved my life here, the woman who's the pillar of this incredible nursing school at Weber State University. Now our business school scum. When I taught there, we were the #1, you know, replaced Clyde Cooley, the #1 undergraduate program in the country. Now they're Chinese oligarch usury slave complex, don't even hit the board. But these guys, they saved my life. She was a nurse at the bone marrow transplant for decades. That's who runs the show. O.S. DeNouveau, the only nurse I've ever heard in my life that says, oh yeah, leukemia can present tumors and it's usually a death sentence, told me that right there at one of their booths, because they're the only nursing school that actually teaches that. You know, I knew that. That's how I got saved, to save myself, because people don't know. It's almost a death sentence. So inside the bone marrow transplant center, Fukushima is going to give you leukemia. It's going to give you the nuclear waste, my anti-nuclear fight, Fuktonium, all the things that I come up with. Fuktonium, probably the most powerful one that I ever could. The center just, their scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, because they all they know is peer review. They don't know that this is new. It killed the plankton, freaking big fishy eels, salmon have collapsed, more dead whales. I walked the entire coast of California in critical condition, platelets at 30. Who would do that? You know, my place and time, they saved me. So we set goals inside that bone marrow transplant with that Weber State nurse. Her and I, Whitney, sat there. Dr. Fimbo Peterson, we sat there. When I went in, there's a red 8. They don't even take red 8, red 10, excuse me. 8 on side, infamy. They took me in there. This place, this hallowed place, LDS Bone from Denmark, my Danish philosophy roots, my bloodlines, my people, my path, my family. You know, I got to go to the leukemia unit in Copenhagen. One of my goals, checked off yesterday. So the first goal was to not die today. Red 10, Celeste will say I'm the only red 10 that ever went out of LDS East State's bone marrow transplant, and she was there for 26 years. Ran by a nurse from here. Nurses from here in Slick, but anyway, that Weber State nurse, that they saved my life. Those nurses saved. I don't know if I've ever been touched by a hand that's loved me. Oh, them hands touched me all the time, everywhere, all over me. Oh, did they love me? You don't own me, not here, not while I still need you around. Isn't it 97, the year they killed Princess Diana? Oh, the Queen, yeah. Unbreak my heart, yeah. Candle in the wind, oh yeah. You know, that's the year they murdered her. You know, the broodmare, remember? The English royal family, our roads lead to Tehran. Oh, I get into that on this campus. But so we set our goals. So the final goal, all these goals that I've chunked out, I've been so squarely focused. Who knew they would end up 2000? With my 2 little grandsons, my little pair of 11s were born just days after Fukushima happened. You know, and then I almost died that year. This incredible, I've been like a laser beam. Right here at the Stewart Library, like Edward Abbey, like freaking Fawn McCabe Brody, like a laser beam. Like Bernard DeVoto. You know, like so many, like the, how about D.B. Cooper? Oh yeah, right there. I think it's unarguable. How about Melvin Dumas? Oh, right there. How about Mark Hoffman? Right there. How about Edward Abbey? Right there. How about Fawn McCabe Brody, the greatest female writer in American history? You see a statue here? Oh no, they blackball real activists. How about Bernard DeVoto? Right here. My place, my time. In this law, I did it here. You know, they saved me. So the last goal we set, Whitney and I and Dr. Peterson, Weber State Nursing School, that saved me, this incredible nurses. It was those nurses that saved my life. In that bone marrow transplant, and I want to say thank you to them and how much I love them. The last goal was to take my grandsons to their first day of kindergarten, because they were just barely born. That was the final goal. That's when you'll know it's all the way up. And Fimbo, everybody said, do not. Mike Lee kicked me off Medicaid, you know, so I've been flying blind for the last year, but, you know, I've been focused. I was not about to get caught on the wire. I was not ready to quit him. So I was a distance runner at Walquist Junior High School. Dr. Hall, you know, Mr. Hall, my 8th grade history teacher, I loved him. The synthetic diamond, the new FU Fuktonium building's named after him. It's a grand building. I hope some good things can come out of it. The kid that spoke and christened it yesterday, a young student, says, I hope to go to work for one of the labs. I'm like, oh boy, kid, you don't even know. Livermore's evil. Idaho Lab, nuclear waste, evil. They're all evil. I spent a lot of time, Megan Rice, at Y12. I almost got shot at Y12 in critical condition. Almost got killed there. Got a gun put to my head. Freaking hit the Megan Rice trial with these maniacs. All these labs, they're nuclear monsters. This school that built the nuclear reactors at Fukushima. We need to pivot the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun. You know, apparently the philanthropists have said the same thing. We're going to donate money, but you're going all in sun. So the last goal, I didn't know that would be day 2000. You cannot make day 2000 Fukushima, the new calendar. I took Hudson yesterday in Kaysville. I've had that picture in my mind, my other grandson. But the first day at Polk, at Leslie Hodson, another right here, Leslie Hodson, you know, the Frank Lloyd Wright guy, that great freaking, in Art Deco decay I call out in Utah, the 1905 Masonic Temple, they didn't even know was one of his, wasn't even on the register. They were going to tear it down, but the New Deal was cracked right there. One guy saved that. One guy saved that with his mind. I hand chiseled it. The last one, 2 elementaries were left. The one I went to, West Weir, you saw him tear it down. I videoed it. Polk. That's where I'll be. That's where it will end. This fight is coming to an end that day. It's coming to an end. My fight with the nuclear will never end. My activism won't end, but my fight with cancer will be over. And I'll tell the nuclear cartel and your PRO, you better fear me now, because I won't have that wolf on me. I don't know if I've ever been touched by a hand that really loves me, because you don't know me. You want to push me down. Push me down. You want to take me for fucking granted? Oh yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet, fuckers. Thank you. Last goal. So I'll stand at Polk Elementary on Monday. I've been fighting back the tears all fucking week. It's been very emotional. I've never wavered. Then don't you, whatever you do, you keep doing. Your activism, your fight. Only person on earth. I am the only person on earth they know with OS de Novo, red tan, that has survived this willingly without a bone marrow transplant. Of course, Brian Murr survived it. They sent him home to die and he didn't die. But he had Weber State nurses too. And these Weber State nurses, this great, they saved me. You know, they were incredible with me. You know, in Denmark, nurses do residency. They run the show. I got to go in that union. You can see why their medical system is so powerful. So, let me show you my Utah collection, because I'm going to have to sell it. And this is probably, this ticket stub alone's worth easily $10,000. Easily. I'm sitting right across from Michael Jordan's last shot. You guys want to argue with me? That's it. That's the real thing. You know, they go online, even from Game 5, they're going for $1,000. That's sitting right across from him. First ticket stub, Jazz playoff game ever, $12, Larry Miller. First game ever, I mean, courtside. How about this? The only one on earth. Zelmo Beatty. They won the ABA championship. That's real. That's very real. That's very real. Thank you to you Weber State nurses. I can't say how much I love you and how much you mean to me. You know, and I would like to thank everybody who supported me along the way on this activism, this path. I cannot say how happy I am to be alive. I got back from New York, went back to school up to Polk. Leslie Hodson's masterpiece. I restored Atlee's first words in there to his teacher. You know, my grandpa did this plaster work on there, you know, because that little boy loves me. You know, I come over and I would have never got to see that day or kiss that boy, and he come running, because he hadn't seen me since I got to New York on Polk Elementary. Leslie Hodson's masterpiece. He comes running up to, he doesn't even run to his mom anyway, he runs right up and just jumps right in my arms. I would have never got to have that day, that moment, if it wasn't for these Weber State nurses. And the new building, FU, that's mine. That's why they're puzzled, that's why they're stumped, that's why they're missing. They've never seen this before, because it's never happened before. The greatest event in human history, the cover-up of Fukushima. Thank you to the Weber State nurses. That's where I've done all my work, with the infamous Weber State Library. Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody that supported me. And our activism, our historic work, you know, that everybody's done. This has been a lonely fight. Remember Semmelweis in Austria and Vienna. I was there too. I hope to go back to Vienna soon, maybe Copenhagen soon, because they're the best activists in the world of Vienna. This study came out of Vienna, Austria, obviously, because they're the greatest. Friedem Eisenblauer, I was at her house on the 200th anniversary of Waterloo. The greatest anti-nuclear act, most accomplished in history. Don't you drop this spear, Kevin. I will never quit. My activism will go till the day I die. FU, Fuktonium. You know, I can't say enough for everybody who supported this historic work. And these, I reposted that at the USS Reagan and how important that is. And then I was just thinking today how historic my work has been, our work. Thank you for everyone who supported me. Without you, we couldn't have done it. This is a team effort and the support, and I'm going to keep going. I'll be back down in San Diego soon for the Reagan, you know, hopefully in Austria soon, you know, for some work there. You know, this is Denmark. The fight's on there. Annie Lund, you know, right there as I protested right there. You know, right here in my place. FU, come on, Weber State. I have hope for you. You know, I hope you. Come on, Damien. There's pictures with me and Damien. He swiped off. Jordan swiped off, but don't insult me. That's got to be worth at least $10,000 a ticket in, and I'm going to have to sell it because I need money to keep my activism going. But my fight with cancer is going to come to end day 2000. This is 1997. I got 3 great videos from 2000. And my activism will change. My vlog will change. Well, we'll see about that. But my neo-anti-Yoko Dadaism, it's important work. It's historic fucking work. And thank you for everybody that's let me sleep on their couch, you know, bought me dinner, gave me a beer, gave me a place to slave, sent me money, bought plane tickets, freaking hotel rooms, you know, gave me a piece of grass to sleep on. In critical condition, I did it. Wow. I don't think anybody thought I'd make this mark. Day 2000. F you, very real. Thank you. I love all of you. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.